Legends tell of the before time, of the long, long ago, an age known to myth as modernity. Blessed was man of this era, witness to the gods themselves as they bestrode the earth, towering giants of splendor and wrath. They taught the first secrets to humanity, how to raise unearthly riches from the soil, how to propel oneself from the clouds, and how the peoples of all nations might prosper through lifetimes of amity and peace. But the final gift of the gods eclipsed all others in its majesty. High atop Mount Olympix, America, goddess of liberty, Kaina, god of industry, Rasvia, goddess of winter, Britamsi, goddess of the seas, and Morth Sophia, god of abundance, unleashed the light of Valhallsium, greatest of the realms in the high heavens. Those gods were joined by countless others until their divine lights had spread to every corner of the earth, and for the briefest of moments, the gates of paradise were opened to all with the courage to enter. But man was weak, and there were some who refused the offer of the gods, the ignorant, the cowardly, the accursed. In their final moments on the mortal plane, the old gods cursed those who had spurned their gifts. The gates of Valhallsium were forever sealed, while the realms of earth beneath turned to ash and echoes. Amidst the burning ruins of their forefathers, the surviving hosts of man warred against one another. Electric kings, covens of interwitches, multitudes of tyrants, both strange and powerful, each built new dominions out of the bones of the old. They promised the return of the gods through great works or ambitious campaigns of conquest. None succeeded. 1,000 years passed as humanity devoured itself without purpose, without restraint, without hope. There had been no lie in the decree of the gods. For those that toiled on the hell of earth, the path to Valhallsium was shut and barred. No soul could enter. But there was one who returned. On a night rich in providence, a fiery chariot streaked across the darkened skies, blazing with such holy light that a sliver of the afterlife was visible in its wake. It crashed to earth, and from its crater arose a lone survivor. One by one, this stranger traveled through the realms of man, graced with wisdom that could only be divine. Untold multitudes flocked to his banner, zealots, eccentrics, and madmen, who threw themselves upon the earth to embrace the charred and ruined soil over which his shadow passed. On the fields of bone, he slew the hated despot Chugoth. In the wastelands of Astatralia, the road warrior kings themselves knelt in fealty before his banners. And in the ruined city of Pesht Budar, he claimed his capital and his throne. It was here that Romulus Chuck, the rider of the flame, the man who fell, was crowned the first High Solar of the Holy Solar Empire. As his legions swept through the last holdouts of the wastelands, bringing them into the fold of the Empire, they unearthed knowledge long thought lost. The thinking machines they uncovered spoke many lies, but contained enough truth to free man from his prison. Romulus Chuck himself became the first in 1,000 years to slip the surly bonds of the hell on earth, disappearing into a distant, fiery star. Prophecies tell he entered back into the gates of Valhallsium to feast throughout eternity until his final work is done and he returns once more to his people. For just as the old gods' final gift was their greatest, the last scripture of the High Solar Romulus Chuck would serve as the sole commandment of his empire for every generation to come. It speaks of a machine, an engine. If it can be built, if it can be activated, then the holy light of Valhallsium might return, reaching out to sweep through not just a single world, or single people, but every world. Everyone.
The Holy Solar Empire has emerged from a world gone mad. It's the third of 5 empires with the potential to become the focus of Stellaris Invicta Season 3. And if it wins, one of the big features of this playthrough will be a little feature called the Monarchy Dice. Every time a new High Solar ascends the throne, we'll roll the dice to determine the quirks of their personality, and as they get older, the consequences of this might grow more severe. As such, the powers behind the throne might need to cede some authority to different factions in our Discord. Extreme doses of radiation, as it turns out, is not conducive to effective leadership. If you'd like to cast your ballot for the Holy Solar Empire, a pledge of just $2 on our Patreon will get you access to the polls when they open this Friday, January 23rd. And to learn a bit more about how this nation might function in-game, check out our social media where some additional information has just been released.